In my last video, I told you that my journey has been full of a lot of stories, a lot of perspective, a lot of changes, and different growth per se. And as a result of that, I have been able to sit down and analyze the situation over the past few weeks. And what I was able to discover was that if I am to start my life all over again, there are some certain things I would have loved to do differently. If I had done these things differently, maybe some of the things that has happened to me or the experiences I had wouldn't have happened. And that could have been a facilitator to influence the kind of lifestyle I will be living on later days. I got to realize that there are certain things in a woman's life that should be there before getting married or getting settled with a man. Even from the onset of being a woman, there are some certain perspective and shift in mentality that would facilitate any lady of any kind to actually live a dream life, not to regret at later years that I had to go through in a very tough way. So I was able to put all these things together and put 10 things I would have loved to do differently if I were to start my life all over again. These 10 things gave me a kind of closure and a kind of routine to start living my life upon. Which, when I started living with those 10 things, I realized I started having a change in the way I've been seeing my life, and it actually influenced my growth up to today. These 10 things, if you're looking for a way to reinvent yourself or to start your life all over again as a woman of purpose, a woman that is standing to create something in her own life, before you even think of settling down in a marriage, or maybe you are already settled in a marriage, these 10 things can be a guide for you to help you think ahead, narrow down your lifestyle, and create a better routine for yourself so you won't have to live through the things I had to live through in my own life. On today's video, we're going to be talking about 10 things I would have loved to do differently if I were to start my life all over again. Hi there, I am Mina, and I have had my own share of life. Out of curiosity, I have decided to create this channel to help women like me thrive through their journey. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel because on weekly basis, I will be posting videos that has to do with women's lifestyle, woman career, woman of circumstance, and so many things that has to do with a woman that wants to build a dream. I got to realize that there is so many things going on in a woman lifestyle, and is as a result of the circumstance of different things around us. We allow some of the societal expectations, marriage expectations, family realizations to give us a kind of perspective about the way we are going to live our life. And at the end of the whole journey, I got to realize that these things actually create a long lasting effect to our reality, which has actually influenced my own lifestyle. I never got to realize how important some things are until reality begins to set in. And this reality did not just hit me, but it hit me so hard that I had to learn the hard way. What are these things I've been able to realize that I believe every woman of purpose should have in their life? So I'll be starting with the first one, which is education. Education is a crucial element for anyone that wants to know how to read, write, and communicate. As a woman of purpose, please do not underestimate the value of education. You don't really have to get educational certificates to go and work in a firm or business organization, but I believe we should have gotten to understand that there is more to what education can do in a woman's lifestyle, and most especially a woman that has gotten into a situation that she herself cannot even have explanation to. During my own journey, I traded my education for my marriage and family. And eventually, because of the education, I could not achieve some vital things in my life, which I won't say I still regret up to today, but I have been able to live through that journey and give myself a pat at the back, trying to invest in something else that is worthy of education. Education is a crucial factor for every woman on earth, I believe. It is not just a matter of going to school. School is calm, school is this. No. But getting education will enable you to be able to read, write, and communicate. And when you have an educational certificate, not necessarily for it to be your dream life or you want to build a career out of it, but whenever there is an issue that needs to be addressed, or you face any financial difficulties or situation in life, there is going to always be something you can always fall back to. I could not fall back into educational certificates to create a life for myself when I have issues in my marriage. And that cost me a lot of work and stress. Getting education is one of the important things I would have loved to do differently over and over again, even if I'm not going to be earning a dime with educational certificates, but at least to have the experience of going to school, getting education, learning through different words of the school environs, and having a certificate to at least call mine at the end of the day. Not that I did not actually go to a school, I actually went to two institutions, but I did not graduate. And as a result of not graduating from these two institutions, I could not get myself to fit in into some lifestyle and some good things that should be happening to me in the world of a woman. If I'm to start my life all over again, I would love to get education over and over again. The second thing I would have loved to do if I'm to start my life all over again is getting a skill. There is something I've realized in the society is that not necessarily for you to build your wealth over a white collar job or a brown collar job. A white collar job is a work or a job gotten from educational certificate, while a brown collar job is a career or a job or a work gotten from skills. And in the world of today, as we can tell, there are so many people that are building their dream life out of the skill they have learned, either a physical skill or a digital skill. Whichever way it is, as a woman of purpose and circumstance, getting a skill is a vital ingredient for you to have your dream life. Now, there is this saying I got to realize from a book, which was, if you don't build your dream, people will hire you to build theirs. Just like you working for somebody with your certificate and you having a skill, creating your business and getting people to work for you with their certificate. I believe you can relate with these two ideas. Getting education truly will give you an opportunity to read, write, communicate, and work for people to earn a sustainable living to an extent. But having your own career, your skill, can actually help you to create a career that will allow you to employ others to come work for you. So, having a skill, I realized that if you have not been opportune to get education, just like myself, I think having a skill is something that is very crucial, especially in the world of today. That it doesn't matter if you have a qualification or certificate before you can get your million started popping in with your skill. Getting a skill in the world of woman is one thing I would have loved to do over and over again because it gives me an opportunity to be able to express myself in a language I will understand with the use of my hand or my brain. It got to a point that I could not afford anything to do with my life when I could not get educational qualification. And rather than lying there, wasting my life away, I decided to up onto something that I can do with my hand for the fact that I've not been able to learn in the 4 walls of the school. And getting this skill actually gave me a closure and a kind of self actualization that obviously I was able to do something with my hand so good that people are commending about and people are even willing to learn from me. One thing is that getting a skill might not give you the satisfaction for somebody that is looking for educational career with certificate, of which I am not against that. But I get to realize that having a skill is just like an extension of going to school to work. Rather than being programmed to work for somebody to get a sustainable lifestyle, having a skill can help others to come work for you to build your own dream with your own lifestyle. The third thing I would have loved to do differently is believe that we Muslims always call the deen. Believe is just like you trying to communicate with the supernatural world. And I believe we must have seen to understand that when it comes to life, there is more to what we are seeing. There is more to everything that is happening around us. There is more to so many circumstances in life. Haven't you noticed that the universe has a way of taking you where you need to be at the exact time you need to be there? You attend a party or you attend an event, then you stumbled on somebody that you eventually became best friends, or you get to become husband and wife, or tend to become pals and the likes of them. That means, apart from what we are seeing in the world of today, there is so many things happening in the world of spirituality. When I started putting effort and putting in the work it requires into the thing known as the religion, or having belief about at least the presence of the supernatural being. I am not here to preach religion to you, but I think I would advise any woman out there to put their mind into something they can believe in. That is just a way of tapping into their spirituality, having to connect with your creator, because something obviously created every single one of us into this world. And that thing that created you would obviously know where you are at in your life and where you think you are heading to, even if everything has been planned or predestined. When I had a lot of issues in my ex marriage, I realized that there were so many things I was falling short of, starting from the education I mentioned earlier, the skill, and the belief. And when I started putting this thing first into place, I realized that I did not get only um, inner satisfaction. I was getting inner peace and a kind of closure to help me believe that everything that is happening to me was actually for a reason. There is a purpose I am experiencing all this thing, and this purpose might not be clear at the onset, but eventually, as I walk through this path with the right mindset and all other things put in place, obviously some things will get clearer to me. Having belief is just you communicating to the supernatural world and believing in the existence of something that controls the affairs of everything going around us. Muslims call it Islam, the Christians call it Christianity, the free thinker call it the supernatural being or the law of the universe. Just have something to believe in and always speak out your mind to. Those things you feel you can't really communicate with people, and you will be surprised what is going to happen when you have that sense of belief in your mind. Starting one's life over is a lot of exploration, either through your mind, through the physical surroundings around you, or through a lot of things that will help you create an imagination to see beyond where you are. And that is what would take me to the fourth thing I would have loved to do differently, and that is reading. Reading creates exploration of the mind for you to be able to see beyond where you are and to tap into others' perspective about their own lifestyle. Reading can help you communicate within yourself in a language of other people for you to realize and know that whatever it is you are going through, some people have actually walked that path. Not that they just walked the path, they walked the path and they were able to survive through this journey. And how were they able to survive? You will get to know as you read along the pages for you to understand that there is something called belief, consistency, perseverance, and the English is endless. One of the habits I got to adopt was reading. And while I was reading, I was able to tap into the ideas of different people, successful people that have been successful through different circumstances. And I was able to deduce a note, which was, do not be a victim of your circumstance. For somebody that have been through life in different situations or have been able to pass through the pains of life would understand that putting your experience into writing and how you are able to come out of that situation will not only improve your mental well-being but will help others to improve their own lifestyle and create a sense of purpose into their life. Why do you think we have coaches? Why do we have mentors? Why do we have teachers? Why do we have so many people that are coming to train you just to be able to help you realize that there is more to what is happening to individual if you do not see the light at the end of the tunnel? Reading gave me a sense of exploration of the mind to really understand that there is more to individuals' life and you are the sole creator of your dream. You are the sole creator of your life. You are the sole creator of your reality. If you don't believe in yourself to be able to do a lot of things, then obviously you will not. That is what reading is about. Reading is helping you tap into the world of other people's opinions and perspective about the possibilities of your life becoming better. When I started reading, I could not really afford to get paid books, but I was able to stumble on free books on the internet that does not deal with spirituality alone, but it deals with different areas of life. And as a woman, I started reading on women's lifestyle, men's perspective about women, women's perspective about themselves, how to build your career, your dream business, and so many things around the world of a woman. I can keep listing the books I have read, which are free ebooks that has helped me to shape my thoughts in such a way that at the end of the day, I started having different mindset about myself. Starting with Breaking Through Barriers by Mary Morrissey, The Unsinkable, and there is this one, The Unsinkable by Sonia Ricotti. I read about abundance mindset, mindset blocks, seven abundance tips, and the likes of them. Even from the title of this ebook, you can tell that there is more they are going to be doing to your brain and your mind to help you reprogram your subconscious mindset. And in fact, I was able to read a book called The Rule Breaker Mindset. This book helped me not only to shift my thoughts, but to help me realize that there is no limitation to what I can achieve. There is no limitation to what I can do, even as a woman with two kids. There is no limitation to what I can become if truly I am determined and I am committed to achieving that goal. Reading creates exploration of the mind for you to be able to see beyond where you are. And when I started developing the habit of reading, I could not go a single day without reading. Because the more I read, the more my mind begins to get explode and the more I begin to see life in a new dimension. The fifth thing I would have loved to do differently is something that has to do a lot with a woman's lifestyle. And what is that? Finances, building income stream at early age of my life. After I got separated, I got divorced from my ex-husband early 2023, early 2023, yes. I got to realize that I could not even feed myself, not to mention feeding my kids. I don't have educational certificate. I don't have a career. I don't have a job. I don't have any income stream. And that eats me in a very hard way. I got sick. I could not get drugs for myself. My kids were starving. I could not feed them. My skin was changing, my body was peeling. I could not help myself. All because I don't even have a cash flow, not to mention an income stream. As a woman, one thing you should not toy with is your finances. One thing you should not even think twice about is creating an income stream for yourself. There is a question I kept on asking myself that I realized that it was the wrong question. But when I started asking myself other questions from the wrong question, I started getting a hang of myself. I was asking myself, how did I get here? I could not answer because it was a wrong question at that time. But the question is, what led me here? What led me here was that I chose marriage over my own career, and that marriage is gone now. Myself, that is supposed to build that career, is nowhere to be found because I can't even find that career to be able to signify myself. I don't have an income stream, I don't have a job. As a woman, I believe believe there is more to you being able to provide for yourself in the absence of a man. I am not saying you should not be with a man that provides and caters for you, but I am saying to be with a man and also be financially stable before you decide to settle with a man. You might not be totally financially stable, but at least to an extent in such a way that even if a man that is giving you finances is nowhere to be found, you can really live your life without a man giving you a penny. I see so many females out there, so many women out there getting married to a man without a job, without a career, without something they are pursuing in their life. And at the end of the day, if the man is not able to afford some certain lifestyle, obviously they can't even cater for themselves as well. If you look at some women, when you remove a man from their life, from 100%, they are obviously going to reduce down to 20% because of the influence, the financial influence the man is having on them. I had to learn the hard way because I could not get something out. And as a result of that, I was able to put together just my experiences in higher institution. I don't have a certificate. For the fact that I am able to read, write, communicate, and speak, obviously that should get me something. And I started teaching in schools, which even took me months before I could get somebody to employ me in that status. When I got employed, I was teaching some few subjects in secondary school. And as a result of that, while I was reading, going through textbook, trying to brush up myself, and I realized that eventually I started picking up the pieces again for me to become a whole back. Your finances is one thing that is very important and is having a lot of influence on the woman of today. When different women break up with their husband or their husband leaves them, most of them cannot create a sustainable lifestyle. And because of the finances, they eventually run back into the marriage because they can't even create that sustainable lifestyle for themselves, not to mention themselves and their kids. In fact, in the world of today, one of the greatest fear of female leaving their marriage is the finances because they know that they can't actually create a sustainable lifestyle for themselves without a man. If you have been able to watch this video to this very part, it shows you're learning something valuable. And if you're able to learn something valuable from this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so it can push the video for other people to watch. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing the remaining 5 things I would have done differently if I am to start my life all over again. Until I see you in my next video. Bye.